Facing the lion helps you to be strong and face all your fears. Yes, inspires you through tears, motivates your mind and march your fight home. Despite any kind of challenge you accept. Oh yeah, you will want to change and transform your life. As you think about it, you can chill for a bit. As you take care of you, you'll know there's nothing else to do. Oh, Vibe Talk, yes, Vibe Talk.
Good morning, and welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Today is Wednesday Wellness, and Wednesday Wellness, or Wellness Wednesday, is all about getting well, being well, and staying well. Today you get to take a look at yourself to find out if that's what you're doing or not. As you all know, I'm not a part of telling you what is wrong because I'm not a doctor. I am a life coach, and to certain people that means certain things. But what it means for you is that you will begin to work on yourself. Let me just tell you that it has helped me work on me. You know, we find that in our lifetime that we want to work on other people. And by that, I mean that we want to help other people. We all have this insatiable desire to help someone else. We live half of our life trying to help others. This, they, them, everyone. We do that. But let me ask you a question. When do you think would be a good time to start choosing to help yourself? That's for you to decide. But I'll tell you what Wellness Wednesday is also. It's a workout for you. I talk about the gym quite a lot, not because I'm a gymmer or a lifer, but because I realize to get your mindset is the best that you can do for yourself, and asking yourself, are you okay? Don't let others decide for you if you are okay or not. So I'm going to ask you, the first stages is, how are you feeling today? One of the things that I'm inspired by this morning that we're going to get to work on is this quote: you have to choose to move forward. It won't happen by itself. You need to stand up and say, even if it's tough, even if I'm upset, I won't let this defeat me. I'm going to keep going with my life. So let's think about you and your life. As I think about me and my life, am I moving forward? Has it been tough? Have you been upset about something? How does it affect you? Mind you, that there are going to be things, there are going to be issues, there are going to be circumstances, challenges that come up in your life. Many of you who are listening, you could probably tell me some things that have already happened in your life. But let me ask you, Has it stopped you dead in your tracks? Because to be upset is normal. But do you live in the upsetness constantly, day after day after day? Or do you say, I won't let this emotion make me unwell? Here's the work. To get up, stand up, and keep going. Come a little closer. Here's the workout today. To get up, to stand up, and keep going. Now, as you look at yourself, and I look at myself, how hard or how easy is that going to be? It's a choice. You can choose to. You know, there's a lot of motivation out there. There's a lot of positivity, as it is a lot of negativity. But always with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast, I let you know when you work with me, it's going to be a mind workout. Because you are in control of your emotions. Or is it still that you have not made the choice to keep going on with your life? Let's think about it. How would you feel if you had a delicious meal or a meal that you really liked? And you really liked this meal, but you kept eating it day after day after day. Are you going to like it as much? What would you say? You know, when we stew in our being defeated or feeling like life is tough, it becomes like that meal. You know, think about the time when you really liked life, just like you like that meal. And think about the time that you kept coming back for more and more and more. And so you felt pretty good. And bam, all of a sudden, one day, you decided that, you know what, I'm sick of this life. And therefore, I'm going to stew in it, chew on it. What's happened to me? Woe is me. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a life coach, a lot has happened. But it's the, what are you going to do to keep going? Asking yourself, what should you do? Our Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is all about getting well. Welling ourselves from our emotions inside and out. I once had a client who said, you know, I've been going here, which was talking about a self-help, and I've been faced with the same thing. And when I came here, I realized that I had the answer. What did she need the answer, or he need the answer to? To what was going on with yourself. We think about our emotions and our life, and when we stopped loving life. When do we stop, or when did we stop loving life? When did we feel defeated? When did you feel like life began to make you feel disappointed, or that everything you did was wrong, nothing's going right, you could say, I don't have to accept this. You could say, you are determined to win. You could say that. I'm determined to win. I won't accept that life has done me a raw deal. You see the saying, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Everybody's lemonade isn't good. Have you not found that to be true? Sometimes lemonade can be sour, while other lemonades can be sweet, and then you have some that are just right. Which one will you keep going for more of? The one that might be too much, the one that might not be enough, or the one that's just right? You must decide. We have challenges, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why every day for the last 3 years we have done Wellness Wednesday. Why? Because it's a self-check-in. It's responsible and accountable for how you are faring in life. And I'm no expert when it comes to life. I just live life, and through experiences I'm able to come here today and I'm able to tell you about feeling defeat. And you're going to do the workout for how you're going to go about it. Life sometimes gets messy. Life sometimes is not what we expect. As it were, there are turns of events. Everyone has had a turn of event somewhere in your lifetime. And some of those turns and events have really changed our life. But what has it changed it to? Has it changed it from something good to worse? Or maybe you were in a really bad time in your life, and now you are better at being well. You want to start getting well, so you want to go back and you want to whet your appetite and try something new. And I liken it to food because we all understand food. And I want you to be able to live. I want you to be able to discover new strengths, new discoveries. Because sometimes you might be in pain. You might be suffering. I've heard people tell me they're dealing with depression. They're dealing with whatever it is they're dealing with emotionally, mentally. And I'll say this right here. To get the help if you need it, even if you're coming to Vibe Talk. I am not a professional doctor. I'm no doctor. I don't hold an MD, a PhD. I am simply somebody that you come to as a life coach, and here's what I do. I make you accountable for yourself if you want to do the work. Oh, you can stand there if you want to, or sit there, or lie there. Whatever is your choice. You don't have to. But you've come to us, over 300 and something, have come to our Facebook page, our Instagram, our YouTube, and you've so far accepted things about your emotion. You say, I need to do something. And that's the discovery that I'm talking about, the doing something. Have you noticed? Are you past? Do you sense all the emotions that you feel? And do you know why? Why you're feeling this way? Or does it even matter to you about your experience that you experience? Because right now we could go down the line and I could ask everybody, what's your first feeling? And I think I'd like to start asking that. What is your feeling right now? And if you're listening to this program either by streaming or either by our Facebook page, which is Vibe-Talk on Facebook, you'll see the lion there, the green background. I want you to challenge yourself by asking that first question. What is my feeling right now? I don't care if you see this months later. Are you able to connect with yourself and say, I feel this way? Or I feel that way. I want you to do everything but give up. Again, when life hands you lemons, what kind of lemonade are you going to make? You have that power to choose. Here's an interesting fact. That our emotions are based off of experience of what we've been through. Here's an example. And I'll pick this one because this is a large one for many people. Not trusting. And if it's not you yourself that is experiencing trust issues, you know of someone who has that issue. And it feels like defeation or defeating. Like all hope is lost because you now can't trust. And you go to the next person and they say, I trust everybody. I'm speaking from experience. And they say they trust everybody. Now, what's the difference between someone who is feeling defeated like they can't trust anybody versus someone who can trust and who does trust everyone? The two are not alike. One has not had the experience of someone that they love, someone that they knew, someone that was close to them, maybe someone that wasn't, that broke that trust. Maybe the person who trusts everybody shakes it off. Maybe they didn't have people in their life that broke their trust. What do I mean by this? Those two people are going to have different experiences and feel different. But even the one who trusts may feel defeated. The outcome is going to depend on the mindset of each individual. We all watch some form of sports. How do we feel? I'm from LA. Southern California. Our teams here are LA Dodgers, Lakers. We have so many teams here. And here's what we don't like. We don't like it when our teams who represent us lose? How many likes a losing team? Anybody? And we say, we're not feeling good. And we say, we're not feeling good. Why? We say we're not feeling good because our team lost. But the next time they play, what do? You're going to watch that game. And perhaps you're going to be at that game. You don't lose faith in them, even though they've lost. And they haven't lost one time or two times. They've lost a handful of games. But you don't lose faith. I have never saw a Laker game where the stadium is not filled. Lakers have lost some, and they have won some. But you still have faith. What about you? Do you have faith in yourself? There are winners. You can be a winner. You know, you may have in life been defeated. You may have felt like you were defeated. But there's always a winning. I want you to start thinking about you as a team. Even if you don't have sideline that are cheering you on as you step up in the game of life. You're going to do teamwork, and it's going to be your team. What are you going to choose to do? Are you going to have the mindset of you win some, you lose some? What are the things that you felt like you've won at? What do you feel like you have actually won? I always tell others, I've never won anything. Not from sweepstakes. I've never won anything. But I don't give up in life. I may have given up playing in sweepstakes because one day I'm going to win. I'm going to win at something. Everybody wants to win. But I need you to, again, participate in the game of life. Being undefeated. We've heard that in football a lot. I want you to think about in your lifetime when you're feeling down and discouraged, when you are feeling at the end of your rainbow. And when people say they're at the end of their rainbow, it's very apparent that that means uh-oh for some, or that means I need to continue. Because I've never seen the end of a rainbow. I just see what looks like, wow, life is beautiful, or life can be so much more than we hope so. I want you to be able to look at your emotion, find your emotion first, and find out what your heart feels like. Some of you are going to say, well, it hurts. And you know why I know that? Because I said that. It hurts. But you have to push. And sometimes you gotta really push hard some days you have to push harder than other days. You feel like you have reached the end of that rainbow, but I guarantee you, if there's ever an end to that rainbow, there's always something. You know, rain, for a lot of people, can affect their moods. The weather has a scientific effect on people's moods. Rain makes people feel down sometimes. But imagine, if there were no rain, there would be no rainbows. We get happy when we see that rainbow. I remember when I was a kid and I couldn't go out and play. You know, my mother was not going to stand for me going out and getting myself all wet up, because she was the type of mother that worried I might get sick if I go out there and play in that rain. And I'm not mad at her for that, because she was protecting us. But here's the point. There was always the rainbow that came, and then I could go outside. So I always looked at that rainbow like, okay, it's drying up. And I could continue on, or get on, or move forward through life. There was always hope. I always knew that it would stop raining and I could go outside and play. How about you all? Is there hope for you to get your life started today? You know, are there things to say that rainbow's going to come out? It's going to appear after all looks stormy. You know, some of us are praying people. I'm a praying person. I think prayer is very important. Why? Because I have faith in a God who is living and breathing. Just look around. For those of you who aren't that way, that's okay, no judgment. What I want you to understand is to be able to get yourself started and push through the defeat that somebody may be feeling. I want you to be able to feel that whatever you're going through at this moment, depression, maybe some of you are at the end of your rope. No, there is an end to a rope. Are you going to just hang there? Or are you going to tighten that rope so that you don't risk falling? Are you going to battle the changes ahead? Because there will be some. They don't hang around. They won't be around your rope forever. But I want you to think about how you can get through. That's what we're doing here today. Every time you come to Vibe Talk, you're learning something new. You're discovering a new dish of life. And you're experiencing things that you haven't maybe tried before. There's always more than one way to solve something. So we learned about defeated, and we'll learn about undefeated. We're going to be right back. We'll be right back, I promise you. Be right back.
Helps you to be strong and face all your fears. Yes, you think about it, you can chill for a bit. As you take care of you, you know there's nothing else to do. Oh, Vibe Talk, that's Vibe Talk.
We are back, and thank you for joining Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Just so that you know, we're streaming everywhere. And check out our YouTube page. And subscribe. Click the button so that you'll always stay in touch with us. How many times have we thought about not being defeated versus everything is hopeless, nothing gets better, this is it, and there is no tomorrow? How many times have we tried out not being defeated? Life is full of repetition, repetitive motions, and yet when we repeat ourselves, even in a physical way, we can cause strain on us. We can cause ourselves to have carpal tunnel, which is a sort of strain. So if our physical bodies do that, what do you think the repetition in our mind for feeling defeated constantly feels like? You are straining your mindset. I want you to think about what you can do, what you treat yourself to, how you prepare yourself. Sometimes it takes very small steps in order for you and I today to move forward, to move through, to get through. Little steps. And I don't care if it's the smallest step. I want you to be like a baby for the first time that takes its very first step. I want you to celebrate your first step in becoming undefeated. I always use this analogy, and I want to use it now. We've all seen a baby take their first step. If you don't have any kids, you can probably YouTube it of a baby taking their first steps. No parent has ever felt defeated when the baby takes the smallest step, because we're cheering on. We're saying to that baby, come on. And in between the small steps that baby is going to take, it's going to fall in between the small steps. But I want you to notice something. The baby instinctively tries it again. And it will repeat itself. Why? Because it's feeling like they can get through it. Nobody has to tell the baby, because they're going to do it, even if they'll do it again tomorrow. But we're all so proud when we have saw our children, or we've witnessed for the first time our babies taking the first step. It means so much to us as parents. That's the milestone that we celebrate. I'd like you to celebrate your mindsets. And tell yourself, just like that baby, even if it's a small step, I can do it. And what is it that you're going to do? Be undefeated. Going back to the football players, I say football because I'm more of a liking into football than I am baseball. I know there's some baseball people, and that's okay, no judgment. But the football team that has just lost prepares for the next game, because there will be a next game. And some of those teams that are preparing are not going to make it to the Super Bowl. But you see, they keep trying. Although they have been defeated, and we all rag on them and say, wow, they played really poor, some of them. They could have done better. We never give up on them. And they are proud to play, because the next time they get to play against a home away team or a team at home, whatever they're doing, you better believe that they're going to step up to the challenge of life. What does that mean for you? To still be defeated? Or how do you feel? Do you want to get better? Welling yourself? When would be the time to start welling ourselves? After you understand about getting better. Because some of us really do feel defeated, even at this day and this hour. You must refuse to stay in that mindset. If you feel that you get discouraged, discouragement is a normal feeling. That means you're human. It means you're able to feel, but I want you to understand why, and I want you to be able to strengthen your resolve to be able to say, look, this has happened, that has happened, but you know what? I'm pushing through. So what do? You say, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to beat the odds of feeling, instead of hopeless, hopeful. That you are full of hopes, and you not only get up, but you're able to take the challenge of putting more hope, instead of using your energy to frustrate yourself and doubt yourself. And that's another thing. How many of you have ever doubted yourself? If you've ever doubted yourself, like I have and so many others, you are saying you can't be successful. You're hopeless. You can't take being hopeful, because the hopeless has overcome or overcame you. And there's no more room for filling your cup with hopeful, hope-filled. I'd like you to have a helping hand of hopefulness. Make your cup full of that. And when you have that, in checking into yourself, you're going to keep it moving. You're going to keep going. Now, what about the somebodies in your life, okay, that feels defeated? And you know what? Every time they come around you, they're always telling you how defeated they feel. Can you imagine? The best player on the team, of whatever team you like, always saying, we're just a defeated team. We're just a defeated team. And they start telling all their teammates how defeated they are, and then the team says, yeah, that's right, we are a defeated team. And they literally throw in their towel. See, you won't see that on any team. And if you find one that has said that and quit because they were feeling defeated, let me know. I'll challenge you. Because they get out there and they play to win. I ask you, do you want to win? You know, for those of you who are trying to get on the haterade of, yeah, life is hopeless. You know what you start saying to those people? You don't have to walk your path alone, but you can walk a journey of wellness. I bid you wellness soon. Or, I believe in you. You know, even to think about helping someone, the first thing is to ask yourself, are they helping themselves? Because, you know, we all are rescuers of the hurt. We're all rescuers of the unwell. And sometimes we rescue people that don't want to heal. Please help yourself, and then you can help others. That's not in a selfish way, because you can't get well from an unwell environment, whether it be your mind, your heart, your spirit. So ask yourself, how can I help myself? I remember a time when I felt defeated. So defeated that I would not get out of bed. I would not open the curtains. I would not leave my home because I was hopeless. I felt hopeless. I wanted to just end it all. I stand here today to tell you that my story is one of courageousness, one of wellness, because in the turn of events, you know, life has turn of events, an unexpected turn of events. The unexpected turn of events made me well. Because guess what? Someone came into my life that opened the curtain for me, finally. That said, let's go outside. Let's go here. Let's do this. Have you tried this? And I stand here years later to tell you that I am not that defeated person. I discovered life. I discovered that there was living. I discovered that there was more to the rainbow than I could ever even imagine. Why is that? Because you see, I wanted to get better. Little did the person know how it would affect my life here later, as I'm here talking to you. Were there sad days? Disappointing days? You bet. But you see, I wanted to change. I wanted to get well and stay well and be well. And that's what we can do to ourselves in order to help someone else. We can be none of these things if we don't believe in ourselves first. Just let me tell you. So I ask you today, are you well? Do you want to be well? We'll be right back after this short break. We'll be right back.
Facing the lion helps you to be strong and face all your fears. Yes, inspires you through tears. Motivates your mind, like the march you'll find home. Despite any kind of challenge you accept. Oh yeah, you will want to change and transform your life. As you think about it, you can chill for a bit. As you take care of you, you'll know there's nothing else to do. Oh, Vibe Talk, yes, Vibe Talk.
We usually go to Trisha's Treasures. However, Trisha's not here today because she's a little under the weather. We miss you, Trish. And we're going to use this time to do what you do best with your Trisha's Treasures and think about, acknowledge, reflect, making sure that we are self-caring. And what do I mean by that? Not selfishness, but thinking about ways to well ourselves. We want to be supportive. We are a supportive podcast. We don't just do the talk. We walk the walk. You are dealing with people just like yourselves. I am not a doctor, but I am a professional life coach. I am certified to do that, and I'm so very grateful for that. So let's reflect on what we know. What do you know about yourself already? Some of you might say, well, I'm always depressed. I've always got a sad story. Well, if that's true of you, we listen. And if you really want help, we decide then and there. You come to one podcast, you come to one group, and you decide right then and there if you still want to be in a sad story. If you still want to have leftover sadness, if you still want to have leftover negative, a whole plate of negative, what I want you to do is to think about and reflect on you're moving through, you're moving from, you're realizing that you are human. There are going to be times where you're feeling down, but you don't have to stew in that. Remember, that's the leftovers that you continue to eat from. Discover that there is a new plate full of discovery for you, and that your cup can be filled with hope. You can fill your life up with hope. The best example that I could ever give you during all the people that I've worked with in the last 3 years, almost 4 years, is myself. Because I can't talk about anything that I'm not familiar with. But everything that I told you or every reveal about myself is very true. Some of us won't admit that we live very painfully. I'm going to say that one more time. Come a little closer. Some of us won't admit that we live painfully. Because we think, and this has been the scenario of myself, we can tolerate it. We're tough. So I'll put on my best face and grin and bear it. But I want to tell you something. One day, that smile is not going to be able to lift itself. It's going to be one big heaping full of leftovers that have been brought up because it's lied dormant inside of you. Because why? Because you've denied having the pain that you live with day to day. You believe, what's the sense in talking about the pain, although not trying the first small step? The step of, that is, wellness. You can discover a whole new you. You can get past that pain. It isn't to say to push it aside and act like it never happened. It's to say, the pain happened to me, and yes, I've been through it, I pushed through it, and here I am. Think about that. I bid you a good well today. I bid you to think about your wellness today. Imagine that, having a whole workout, a mind workout. Every day our mind is working. But are we well within that mind to be able to know that we can control whatever our mind is picking up? You don't have to eat the leftovers. You don't have to have the cup full of hopelessness. You can choose and you can choice all of your decisions. Imagine the mindset that you can have. No one would have ever believed me about my story. And I kid you not, everything that I've told you is truth. When you see yourself making the small steps, remember how happy you are when your first child took its very first steps. You parents out there, or anybody that has witnessed a baby taking its first steps, we are happy about that. We celebrate that. And you know what we do? We go out and we tell people, hey, that baby took his first steps. And we're so excited. We can't believe it. I want you to internalize that about yourself when you take the first steps to move forward. Is it going to be easy? Probably not. Will it be painful to move forward? Probably. But you can be like that baby who, despite falling down, being wobbly, being unsure, and still holding on to the edges of the furniture, determined to stand and walk. I want to thank all of you for listening into this podcast very much about mental and emotional awareness and health, straight from us to you, wherever you're living in parts of the world. And I hope this is the podcast that will bring change to you, that will help you to keep moving. I want to thank all of you. And I even want to thank my amazing co-host. I'm hoping that she gets to feeling better. She does so much for our Vibe Talk on the scene and behind the scenes. We wish you a well recovery, Trish. I want to also thank our hosts that get us out here so that we're able to have such platform. iHeartRadio and Spotify. We also want you to know that whenever we are live, okay, if you're listening to us stream, we're going to put, and I'm going to do this right now, Trish usually puts it in for me, and I want you to understand that we're going to put in our information so that you always find us. But we encourage you to be part of this community that is going to help you understand yourself. And that was so important to me, to be able to understand myself. And I'm still working on it as well. I didn't become proficient. All I can do is tell you my story, and that's what Vibe Talk does, is help you get connected to why, when, and how. All of your emotions. So thank you for listening. Please go to our YouTube page and find us. You'll see the logo in the back that's on the back of the page. We're here for you. And I want to say a well-rounded thank you, everyone who has been Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast team. We know you're out there. Have a good day, everyone. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it more than you guys could ever know. It's been a way to really talk to people. And I appreciate what has been given to me. I'm thankful to Jehovah God, and I'm thankful to everyone who believed in me, including myself. I can celebrate that, wow, I've come so far. So thank you. And happy Wednesday Wellness as you attempt to keep trying. Get well, stay well, and be well.